Good morning, class. Hey, babe. Listen, I'm here to talk about Real Housewives, okay? I want to get more so into Real Housewives of Atlanta, and I want to talk about Kelly Rowland and girl, Kelly Rowland. Girl, what the fuck? Girl, no, girl, no Kelly Rowland like bitch. Now, when the fuck did I ever come down to the Real Housewives of Atlanta? Okay, excuse, my bad. My bad, girl. I'm talking about Kelly Ferrell. I know y'all got whiplash. Like, what the? Did Jamie just say? Girl, my fault. Charge it to my head. And we mess up in the class a little piece sometimes. But listen, okay, we talking about Miss Kelly for real. Okay. We gotta talk about Kelly for real and Kandi Burruss, okay? Because Kandi somewhere like, girl, I'm the only artist up in this bitch. I know that's right. Anywho, so you guys know Kelly Ferrell got a divorce from her ex-husband, the father of her children, quite some time ago, right? And they had some legal issues or whatnot. She had her own legal issues where she owed money for this location that she was trying to get up and running. And I think there was a delay in that because of the financial aspect of the divorce and stuff. But shout out to Kelly because it is open. And I hate to come to y'all another day and I have yet to be at her restaurant. Okay. But hopefully we can make that happen this year. Okay. While I go and check this restaurant out. But aside from that, Kelly has been having issues with the baby daddy. You guys know that he filed a lawsuit against Bravo, right? I believe it was for defamation. He also doesn't want the children to be on the show or anything. So it's been a lot of stuff going on the show. She did mention that he was abusive. She also said that he threatened her in front of the judge, which landed him in jail. Also, he owes child support, which is why we're talking about this today, because unfortunately for him, he's been locked up and it appears he's been locked up for a few weeks now. I'm over here on US Weekly and I want to get this up on the screen so that we can go through these details together. They're saying that Real Housewives of Atlanta star Kelly Farrell's ex-husband released from jail after paying $61,000 over unpaid child support. Okay. This man was locked up for quite a few weeks, I do believe. Like, child, these student loans kicking my ass. So imagine having student loans on your back and then you also have child support on your back too. Like, listen, one of them gonna have to get paid, and we know the student loans not getting paid. So go ahead and make sure that you take care of, the kids, because the kids didn't ask to be here. Okay. So there's that. So they're saying that on January 8th, that Mark was released from the Rockdale County Jail in Georgia. His reps tells US Weekly that Mark officially satisfied his child support obligation in full by paying $61,992 from the proceeds of the sale of his former marital residence. Okay, so that will be confirmed that the house they share together. Kelly did want to sell that home. She did not want to be in that home anymore. And it appears that she may have gotten her portion. He's gotten his portion, and a good bit of his portion went back to her to help take care of them damn kids they got, period. Okay. And I know Kelly is really happy right now because we've been seeing Kelly in the news as well with her issues that she's had with HOA and other stuff. The lady accusing her of assault. Like, Kelly has had her own legal situations going on outside of her husband, but I know she's glad to really get that house off her back, number one. Not only to get that marital house off her back, but to also receive, whatever monies was owed to her from that home, and then also getting that additional portion of money for, from the child support. So I'm glad she has that, but I'm not gonna lie, y'all, I'm a little worried for Kelly. I'm a little because the way that she painted him out to be on the show, and not that she was really trying to like paint an image, she was just really telling her story of him. Like, and you know what? Part of it also is because I've been watching a lot of these doggone true crime documentaries and stuff on HBO Max. More so, I've been watching. I believe it's American Monster. Like, it's just, girl. I'm a little afraid for her. Now, I don't know if this man will do anything to her. I don't know. Based on what Kelly has told us, he has had a history of being physical with her. And knowing that he had to give up this almost $62,000 for unpaid child support, I'm just like, Kelly, use some of that money to make sure you keep your security around you at all times. In my personal. Okay, because if it was that bad in the marriage, I don't know what kind of threats he may be sending outside of the cameras. And I'm not putting that on him because I do not know if that is the case or not. I'm just going off of the things that Kelly has shared with us in the show. And then to know that he was locked up for a few weeks and then having to pay all of this money up, girl, protect yourself. So they're saying as a result, Mr. Farrell's child support balance is now zero, and he has been released from custody. They're saying Mr. Farrell and his legal team state that this matter could have been resolved far earlier had he been granted timely access to the escrowed home sale proceeds. Okay, so I guess they were waiting for everything to finally close and shut down or whatever before the monies could have been released. But he didn't have early access, so he ended up getting locked up. Now, they go on to say for more than a year, Mr. Farrell sought permission to use those funds to pay child support in full, believing that doing so was the most responsible and direct way to resolve the issue. So I'm wondering, did he not have the money, or was it a situation of I got the money, I'm just not going to give you nothing. You sell their house. We'll see if you sell their house. If you sell their house, then you'll get your money, right? Now, I also heard that he went and opened up his own restaurant to compete with Nana's Chicken and Waffles. Now, not sure. That's just what I heard. And I'm like, well, did you not have the money? I don't know. But either way, he was relying on this property to sell to, get him out of that debt that he owed. And I guess luckily for him, it worked out, but not so lucky for him because you still ended up getting arrested. They're saying that Mark's rep said their client maintains that his intent was never to avoid supporting his children, but rather to resolve the obligation completely and permanently once the funds were released. Okay, now that's what he's saying. The whole goal was for him not to go into his pocket, but to dip into the pockets of the proceeds from the house to take care of everything. Okay. They're saying that Mark believes the child support amount should be modified to reflect his current income. His current income. They said in the past, Mark has been jailed twice and was required to borrow funds to purge himself from custody, including payments totaling about 6,000 on one occasion and 14,000 on another. Despite these challenges, Mr. Farrell has consistently supported his children in practical ways, providing for their needs through Amazon purchases, Apple Pay transfers, food delivery services, and other means, particularly during periods when formal child support payments were rejected. Okay, so that's what's going on. They're saying that the judge also ordered Mark to continue paying his $3,991 per month in child support following his release. So, despite everything that went down, now keep this in mind. Let's go back. They're saying that this guy was locked up on December 22nd. So he's been in there for a few weeks. After Kelly, who was married to him, accused him of failing to pay his court order support obligations for the three kids, he has been locked up since last year. So this man spent his New Year's behind bars. Okay. The house has finally closed. She's getting her portion, and he is still ordered to pay damn near $4,000. Kelly, protect yourself in all ways, on all days. That's all that I can say. I'm sure we'll see some of this play out, maybe on Real Housewives of Atlanta. I feel like she has a right to tell her side of things, but I don't know how deep they're gonna dive into her story when you have him that is suing Bravo for defamation at this time. Okay. So that's what's going on over there. The next thing I want us to tap into, which is also over here on US Weekly, is Kandi Burruss and Todd Tucker. So with Kandi Burruss and Todd Tucker, they appear to have a similar situation. Kandi is accusing him of allegedly not paying the child support. That's what's happening. And to get this news in 2026, to me, and I haven't read the court documents for myself, but to me, it does sound like the judge did not give Kandi what she wanted, which was for her to have her record sealed when it comes to, this whole divorce situation. So it sounds like the judge may have denied her if we're coming here now, and it appears that more details are coming out where she's accusing him of not paying the child support, right? We have been seeing photos of Todd and the children, floating around. I believe it was Blaze's birthday, I think, not too long ago. and they were seen together as a family unit. He was out at a basketball game with Mama Joyce sitting well, I'm assuming it was a basketball game, but they were somewhere, and Mama Joyce was a few, seats ahead looking down. And the angle in which Todd took the photo was like he was intentionally trying to get Mama Joyce in the picture. And I don't know, and a lot of people was joking on Mama Joyce's face, like, yeah, she still can't stand him. She watching him like a hawk. But the way he took the picture made me think he was like, "Hey Joyce, look up," and she looked up, and he snapped the pic. So I don't know, but on Instagram, I know that has to suck for Kandi because I just feel like on social media, it's kind of giving a little bit of a united front, and it's definitely giving front for sure. Okay, it's coming off united, but we know that it's a front. Okay, because they're looking like everything is all good. Todd was with us for Thanksgiving and stuff, and then court documents are like, hey, he's not paying his portion, he's not doing his part. We're gonna have to figure something out because this ain't cool. I'm footing the bill for everything. This is a problem, right? Whew. It's tough. I hate it for Kandi. Mm, 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 mm. I hate it for her because they got these two children together. So it's gonna always be like a front for the most part, where they're gonna have to act like everything. No, no, no. Woo, woo, woo. Everything is all good. Everything is okay. No, we're fine. We're already altering your lives by separating from each other, right? Let's just try to make it smooth for y'all as y'all go through this transition with us. I'm sure that's a lot. But let's get into the article because they're saying also on January 8th, they're saying that Kandi filed court docs demanding a hearing to be set to determine parenting time and child support as part of her divorce from Todd. She did file this divorce on November 21st. The exes do share two children, as we already talked about. They're saying that Burruss said the kids have significant monthly expenses that include a nanny, tuition, extracurricular activities, birthday parties, medical bills, travel, and daily needs. Burruss accused Tucker of failing to contribute to maintenance and support of the kids' needs, leaving it solely on her. Now, I just feel like that's messed up. Number one, like, why when y'all separate from somebody, y'all just don't want to do your part? Like, what? I mean, was this already happening in the marriage, and therefore you really shouldn't be surprised that it's happening now that you're getting this divorce? But you do need the judge to enforce it. Could it possibly be that Todd is gonna be looking for spousal support, and the best way to do that is I can't contribute a whole lot right now because I ain't got it. I was relying on her money. I was relying on her. So run it over here. Let me get some of that coin over here. Okay, I can't pay it, Your Honor, because I was relying on her, and now that I done moved out the house, my money's tied up. So I don't know, and I'm not saying that's what he's thinking. I don't know. I'm just asking questions. All right. Now they go on to say that she claimed Tucker has failed to provide support for the kids, yet has traveled out the country on multiple occasions for vacations. Ooh, that would piss me off. Ooh, that would make me mad as hell. And Kandi has to get up here and smile and cheese and act like everything is cool. Kandi just did a sit down on Amazon where I think somebody asked her about being in having being friends with Ty after the divorce. And she was like, well, I hope we could be friends. Like, I will hope so. And she's laughing and stuff. And then here we are seeing January 8th. Okay, like just like a week ago. She done filed something saying, listen, he's not helping with child support, this, that, and the other. Well, I hope that y'all still can be friends after he's being blasted out in these records. Okay? He shouldn't be too mad at her for blasting him out about that in my personal, because y'all had these cues together. You gotta do your part, period. So we'll have to see how his attorney is gonna respond back to this as well. But they're saying that in her filing, Tucker does not exercise parenting time with the minor children on a significant basis, despite the facade of his 2 to 3 minute social media videos chronicling his daddy daycare on his social media platforms. Oh, this is nasty. Ain't it nasty? They're saying that Kandi claimed Tucker intentionally interfered with her custody time, specifically during the recent Christmas holiday break. Girl, let me get this back on the screen for you guys. 1 second. Wow. They're saying that Tucker attempted to prohibit the children from traveling to New York to visit Kandi, even though she had previously incurred the cost of travel for the children and provided Tucker with significant notice of her intent to exercise parenting time during the children's designated holiday break. So he intercepted that. Why? You always up there in New York. New York, your hometown. You couldn't go up there with the kids too. Why the kids couldn't go see her? So Kandi asked the court to set a custody schedule. When contacted for comment, her attorney says rather than commenting to the press, we leave these matters to the court and what is in our properly filed documents. Okay, I know that's right. I don't blame him for that. So we're over here on Married
One
to
second,
Medicine.
you guys.
All right, guys. Sorry about that feedback coming from somewhere else. So they're saying a couple of days before January 5th, Tucker fought Kandi's request for a confidentiality order. So he claimed that she had talked about the divorce with various media outlets. Tucker said he was the one who had refrained from talking about the split. Kandi has engaged in a public press tour, including making statements directly and through her agents to multiple media outlets, and has continued to publicize the existence and substance of this litigation on social media and in the press. Having voluntarily placed the proceedings into the public domain, Kandi cannot now credibly claim that sealing the case is necessary to protect the integrity of the proceedings or the best interests of the minor children. And I just said that at the top of the video. I said, oh, wow, for us to learn more about what's happening between their divorce, that must mean that the judge may have denied it, right? But it looks like Todd's attorney is giving pushback. And it's like, but why? Why would you give pushback? Because in my opinion, it's not going to make Todd look any better. And maybe they're looking at it from the standpoint of, hey, what's done is done. So if I'm going to look bad, I'm going to say some stuff that's going to make you look bad too. This is so messy, okay? Todd's attorney says rather the requested relief appears aimed at selectively restricting public access in order to control the narrative of a dispute that Kandi herself has chosen to make public. But they're saying that the judge has yet to rule. So that's what's going on at this time. She submitted a request in the middle of December wanting these records to be sealed. The judge has not yet gotten to her case. Actually, she submitted that, I thought, before at the top of December. She was supposed to have a hearing in the middle of December. Maybe the judge pushed it back. So the judge has not ruled as of yet on whether the records will be sealed or not sealed. So she's still waiting to get that answer. But until then, looks like more information is going to be leaking out. So we shall see how that's gonna go. But I really hate it for him. I hate they gotta go through all of that. And out in public. Besides, I just try. I don't know, y'all. Girl, this probably gonna be a long divorce, honey. This gonna be a long divorce. I don't know. This probably gonna be a doggone Kenya Moore and Mark Daly type of divorce. They probably gonna be dealing with this for a long periodically time, especially when it's not given as clear cut and dry. Cause Todd wants to fight against the prenup. It's a whole lot going on, but best of wishes to Kandi as she figures this situation out, as she navigates this situation. But I just wanted to come and talk to you guys about it real briefly. And that's just where they at with it. She's accusing him of not paying the child support. So now he's probably gonna fire back at her even more harder, possibly to make her look bad in the press too. That's my assumption. That's not a fact. We'll have to wait and see how things will play out. But you guys leave your thoughts and comments down below. How are you feeling about Kelli? Are you on the same page as me? Like, girl, get you some security because I'm a little nervous. This man that got locked up and had to sit in there until that check cleared for that house. I'm a little nervous. Based on what she's told us, I'm scared for her. Okay. And then you got the Kandi situation. Todd not paying the child support. Todd, if this judge tells you have to pay so much money, you better get to paying it because I would hate to see you locked up too. Listen, y'all get it together. Good luck. And that's all I got. I'm Jamie. That's me. Y'all know me. I'll catch y'all in the next one. Bye.
Tell him I preach to the choir. Stand with my feet to the fire.
Give all the glory to God. Stand in the midst of these haters, I'm silent, nobody can stop me. Just gotta check in my notification, them numbers hit like it's a proxy. Cashed out at the ATM, and the ATL, they done made a gym. I've been kicking doors like the ATF, got them trying to clone me like Agent Smith. Game time, I invaded gym, high elevated, I could face the rim. Putting shots up, I got laser focus, about to take it over, I'm Invader Zim. On a trip to Florida like it's A&M. Who that nigga, man, they say I'm him. Spit the truth, never wasting film, I can feel it